Welcome to Big Little Stories. I'm Ivy Sharmetz. I am very excited about today's conversation. When I think of some of the most inspiring people that I've had the privilege to meet and get to know, I always include Eric LeGrand on that list. We all know his story by now. Eric was a standout football player at Rutgers University in 2010. He sustained a spinal cord injury that changed his life forever. But since then, Eric has become a powerful advocate, speaker, entrepreneur, and he's kind of shown us all what it means to face adversity with courage and determination. From his foundation supporting spinal cord research to his work with businesses and his own ventures, which we're going to talk about all that, he continues to motivate people everywhere. He's also just really a phenomenal guy. I'm definitely a fan, and I'm so honored to have you here today, Eric. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me on, Ivy. It's always a pleasure.
Of course, I want to start by talking about A Walk to Believe because the 15th annual Walk to Believe is coming up. For people who may not know what that event is, tell me about it.
So we started a Walk to Believe 15 years ago now with now a good friend of mine and a good family friend, Arlene Gonzalez, who reached out to me and my mom when I first got injured, and she said I want to do something. And a lot of people said that over the years and in the beginning, but she really put pad to pen and they planned a Walk to Believe, which took place at Rutgers. It was a 5K walk to start with, which is around Rutgers Bush campus, and then that grew into adding a little run part with it, and then even a roll part to it where we had other people with wheelchairs coming out. So it took place every June, and we wanted to find a way to get the Rutgers community more involved. But in June, everyone's away for the summer, so we pivoted last year and we actually brought it to game day. And it's not a 5K anymore, but Rutgers has some amazing pregame festivities and a boardwalk that we walked down, and it was amazing to see a sea of red of people, out there supporting the walk, learning more about what the walk was, and wanting to be a part of it. And now we're coming up on the 15th year anniversary, as well as my birthday. And it's going to be a big celebration on September 6th. So it'll be a good time.
And what is the purpose of A Walk to Believe? It's not just awareness, right? There's a mission behind it as well.
Yeah, so we formed Team LeGrand of the Christopher and Dana Reed Foundation in the fall of 2013, and we are a fundraising branch off of them. And we want to raise as much money and awareness as we can for spinal cord injury research, and being able to just bring people from all different walks of life together to just be there for that moment, learn more about the foundation, what we're trying to do, Christopher Reeve's dream, and find a world of empty wheelchairs. And I believe that we'll do that in my lifetime, and that's my goal, is to be able to do my part and bring more and more people around my situation and the 5.6 million Americans that are dealing with some sort of paralysis.
Oh, wow. In the 15 years you've been doing this event, what changes have you seen? I mean, I imagine when the first year you did this, which
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of reasons I'm sure was very different, right? It was still very new to you. Did you imagine how the world would be different for you and for other people in your situation 15 years later?
Yeah, it's actually crazy, thinking about 15 years ago. I didn't even really, I was still like a young kid and didn't realize, what life was like. I was 20 years old at the time, and just seeing all the support was amazing. Obviously, year one, you always see the most people come out and support you, but it started to get bigger and bigger after throughout the years. And then COVID came around, and we actually had to pivot and make it virtual. And the first year we did it virtual was our biggest year we ever had, because I just felt like everyone wanted to get out the house, so it didn't matter where they were. We had people participating in all 50 states and 11 countries because people just wanted to be outside and being able to, to obviously do anything. And they supported the foundation, which was truly amazing. And then we brought it back in person after that. And now, just to see the community that rallies around it, whether everyone's been there for 15 years or if it's their first time doing it, it's really cool to just get everyone together and just be in that moment and just enjoy each other's fellowship as we're raising money for a great cause.
And from a medical and research perspective, how have you seen this world change in those 15 years?
Oh man, just the epidural stimulation that's now, being put into place. There's also more non-invasive surgeries that people are doing, getting therapies, I should say, to help people with spinal cord injuries. And it's not always about getting up and walking, and it's just always about improving people's quality of life. Being able to have control of the bowels and bladder, and being able to do functional things that help them, whether if that's getting dressed and moving around in their wheelchair, getting out of bed, things like that. Just an overall improve your quality of life has been truly amazing to see. the research that's being done in that field as we still try to find that cure.
It's called A Walk to Believe, and the word believe has become something very close to you. I have my Believe 52 shirt at home. What Talk to me about the word believe and when that became something that you knew was going to be a part of this journey with you, and why it's so important. Why that word?
It's so funny because it goes back to predates my injury to going to my high school days where the word believe was above our locker. And I would, before we go out to the practice field, we always would hit the sign, believe before you go out to the practice field and out to the game field. And I would just hit the EL and the believe because those were my initials. I just always they stood out to me. So I always used to just tap that before I would go out to the practice field. And then I told my friend that story in, I'm trying to say, the summer of 2010. Told him that story. And then when my injury happened, I believe he told Coach Shiano that whole story. And Coach Shiano said that we're going to have to believe that everything's going to be okay. We're going to believe that it's in God's hands, that this is going to be, better than what the original diagnosis looks like right now. And it just took off. And my sister did an interview back then too. And then she just says, believe is just not a word, it's a way of life. And
Yeah.
that's just what it's evolved into.
Yeah. Did you watch Ted Lasso? Did you see how he incorporated that
I,
word?
I saw the first season of Ted Lasso. Yes, I did. I see it all over the word believe and on coffee mugs and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny to see it now. I'm like, he stole my segment.
He stole your thing.
Wow.
Do you get tired talking about this? Do you get tired when people want to interview you and talk about how you're inspirational? Does that wear on you at all?
I don't think so because I get to share my story with a different audience, whether people know my story or don't. As I said, as I'm getting older now, there's a whole new generation who has no idea
Yeah.
who I am. So being able to share my story as much as I can, or if I can share with someone that maybe never heard my story or that's older than me. I love that because then I'm sharing my message, hopefully sharing my positivity, the way I live my life, and hopefully that could better other people.
So when someone reaches out to you, either because they have an injury or they're going through some struggle, and they say, Eric, I see you. You're this amazing positive force. I can't get there. I don't know how to be positive. How do you teach that to someone, or what advice do you give to someone to kind of live in that world of believing and being positive?
And it's actually funny you asked that question because when I get those calls and those questions, people think I'm going to like snap my fingers and make everything be okay. And I'm just like, it's not like that. It's a choice. It's literally, I say it like, it's very straightforward. It's a choice that you have to make every day. Now, is that choice easy to be able to live like this? No, it's not. You go through so much stuff, but if you can look past all the crap that you have to go through with this injury and find a purpose in your life, and if you have a positive attitude, people will gravitate towards you. If you have a negative attitude and you're upset all the time, people aren't going to want to be around you, and life is going to be a lot harder because when this injury happens, you're going to need assistance from a lot of people from every which way. And people are like, oh, well, you have all this support. Yes, I have all this support, but do you think I would have had all this support for 15 years? If I didn't have a good attitude,
Yeah.
people would have fell off by
Yeah.
now. They would have went away. I continue to get more and more people to come around it and want to be a part of what I'm doing, to want to be a part of my businesses, wanting to be a part of my foundation. That's all because of my attitude. That's where it starts first. Like, oh, well, you got that handed to you. No, I did not. No, I did not. I worked my butt off for everything I have. And like I said, if I was negative about it, then people wouldn't be coming around me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I kind of, you got to give them a reality check. And sometimes you need people to have a moment to grieve and understand that and be there for them too. Like some people aren't even worried about the future, like what's that plan. They're worried about the next day.
Yeah.
And that's where you show compassion for them and try to help them through those moments as they're going battling through the hospital, to the rehab and things like that. But as life goes on, then you have to sometimes be straight up forward with them. You determine your attitude each day.
Yeah. Wow. That's so powerful. You talk about your support system and the community around you. Rutgers is a big part of that. Former, Rutgers girl here. I almost said former. Once a Rutgers girl, always a Rutgers girl. Talk to me about what that Rutgers family has meant to you, and how that sort of, you have become synonymous with Rutgers, that Rutgers spirit, the New Jersey spirit, I would say too. But really, it's just a part of you now, right?
We are everywhere. Everywhere we go, you got Rutgers people surrounding this entire country and that world, I should say. And it's amazing. We have such pride, and we love being able to say that we went to Rutgers University. It was the best decision we've all made in our lives. And just because I guess that's the diversity that it offers. You see different people. There's so many people that go to Rutgers. You can literally be there on campus for 4 years and not see the same person
Right.
over and over again. It's so many different people. You get a great experience, great college experience, and then obviously on the athletic side, getting to play football and what that brotherhood was like and that bond was like, and taking me from a 17-year-old boy and turning me into a man.
Yeah.
That stuff I'll never take for granted, and just the love that we have for each other, that Jersey pride, the Rutgers pride. Everything that I do with my businesses is always something that has Rutgers involved with
Yeah.
it, my foundation, and they continue to show me love. And every time I want to do something, they are always there to support.
We're going to talk about those businesses because, man, are they great. We're going to take a quick break and we come back more with Eric LeGrand. All right, so we talked about you as an inspirational icon, right? A Jersey legend. Now let's talk about you as an entrepreneur. It started with LeGrand Coffee House, right? Is that fair to say? And where were you when you decided, you know what? I want to open up a coffee house.
In the same bedroom I'm sitting in right now, literally probably just at a different angle somewhere in this bedroom. It was during the pandemic in 2020, but I was just sitting literally in this room, bored out of my mind from watching TV, and then I started listening to audiobooks, and I really started to take to them and just hear people's stories and their journeys. And the one that really stuck out to me was Shoe Dog, which was the creator of Nike, Phil Knight, and how he started Nike. And when I was born in 1990, and as I was growing up, Nike was just this whole big brand, but I had no idea what it was like before. And I didn't know that Adidas and Puma used to run the world
Mm,
before Nike was even thought of. And to see where Phil Knight and his team built that brand to what it was, I just said, I want to be able to build my own brand, be able to do my own things, because when during the pandemic, I do speaking engagements for a living. Like those were all taken away
right.
because we couldn't get in person and just didn't know what I was going to do. So I said, let me start, something that people want and something that they need every day. And that's where the idea of coffee came to me. And I remember I looked online, found a business advisor, and I tried to try coffee because I never had it before.
You had
I
never had,
enjoyed
wait a second. You had never had coffee before?
August of 2020 was the first time I ever had it.
And what'd you think?
August, I loved it.
You loved it.
I was zipping up and down my street. I was like, "What is this?" Because I'm drinking black too. I didn't put all the stuff in it. It went straight to the dome. I was like, yo, this stuff is good. So then obviously I tried to learn as much as I possibly could about it, and taking courses and whatnot. And then I just took a leap of faith and launched our online business in January of 2021, because I knew it was going to take time to build a brick and mortar,
Yeah.
but I knew the area I wanted to be in, which is my downtown area, Woodbridge, because it was up and coming and new developments were going up left and right down there. So I said I want to put the coffee shop there, but that was going to take time. So we were able to start shipping and building this brand nationally before we even opened up our doors, and
Wow.
we opened up in May of 2022. So our motto is we want to bring unity to the community with a daily cup of believe. As you said, it goes back to the believe.
I was gonna say, I remember when you launched the brand before the coffee house opened, and I was very excited to place my order. And having the mug that says "a cup of believe," there's
Mhm.
something about this is not an advertisement, but there's something about it that it you can't help but feel that aura of positivity that you always bring to everything. It's like, you drink your coffee in the morning and you're going to believe that good things are going to happen and this is going to be a good day. And it's just such a beautiful, you know, it, maybe someone wouldn't necessarily put it together, but that first cup of coffee in the morning and having that cup of believe, it really kind of sets you up for a great day.
Yeah, it's a daily affirmation. Just
Absolutely.
like 'cause it's the first thing you wake up in the morning. People run to their coffee pot, and if your cup of coffee is sitting there, just a reminder. You reminded me of my journey, my story,
Yeah.
the brand I'm building, and everything that people have going on in their lives. It's hopefully you can say, you know what, I'm going to start my day off right with a
Yeah.
daily cup of belief.
Yeah. And then as the day goes on, you need a little whiskey, apparently, right? So
I say coffee by day, bourbon by night. That's how I do it.
where did the idea for the whiskey come from?
Same bed, same here, right in his bedroom. All my ideas seem to come from this room when I'm sitting up here in my thoughts. And that was also during the pandemic at the time. My good friend Brian Axelrod, who's been in the coffee business, I'm sorry, the spirits business for over 20 something years, probably 25 years now. And I remember saying that, you know what, I travel all over the world and people see me drinking. Sometimes I get weird looks because I'm in a wheelchair and I'm having a sip of alcohol, and people are like, oh, is that like, is he supposed to be doing that? And I don't want it to end that stigma that everyone with a disability can't drink, because that's not true.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Brian. I said I want to start my own spirits business, and he's like, yeah, you and everyone else, because you see all the big payouts that come from it, and building a brand, and how people were, especially during the pandemic, were just building brands left
Yeah.
and right like it was
Yeah.
easy. But so I reached out to him, and then we settled on the bourbon category. One, because we both enjoy it, especially as I got into my 30s, and then two, it takes time and patience to make bourbon. You cannot make bourbon overnight like you can a vodka or something like a gin. It takes time and patience, and then that's just like my recovery is time and patience. And we also said we want a cause behind it. We want to get back to the foundation. So my number was 52 at Rutgers, so we decided that $5.20 from every case we sell will go back to the Christopher and Dana Reed Foundation. So that's kind of been our goal and our mission, to be able to keep on building awareness around the foundation while also raising a glass for after a long hard day of work, or something that you just enjoy out and eat on the rocks, mixed in a cocktail while you're out at dinner, things like that, and being able to tell and share stories over
Yeah.
a glass of
Yeah, and I love going to different restaurants in New Jersey and seeing your name on the menu on the bar menu as with drinks. I think
so
that's so
cool.
cool. So cool.
It
What do
is
you
so
what do
cool.
you what do you think when you see your name on a menu like that?
Oh, I love it, because I mean, I reach the amount of work. That's the thing too. People just think that pops up. That's a lot of hard work
Yeah.
behind the scenes of
Of
calling
course. Yeah.
restaurants up, and because they can pick thousands upon thousands of bourbons and put on their menu. So when they choose yours, it's special, it's meaningful, and that you have a good quality product and people that want to support you. It's so funny because you learn in this game. Sometimes your friends aren't your friends, and sometimes the most
Yeah.
random people in the world
Yeah.
will come out and they'll support you just from knowing who you are, or they'll see you one time in the restaurant. You're like, I'm going to support that guy,
Yeah.
and that really means a lot to you, to me.
And you guys are doing like a podcast or a show about building the brand, right? It's called Building LeGrand. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so Brian and I just decided, we wanted to share, the behind the scenes, because people see pictures and videos of us out and about at all these bars and restaurants and whatnot and liquor stores, promoting the brand, but they don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So we decided to share stories, especially with somebody in a wheelchair. Like when we had to travel out to Kentucky, they in Louisville, from flying out of Newark, JFK, LaGuardia, or Philadelphia, the planes aren't big enough for me to fly into Louisville for my
Mm,
wheelchair to get in a cargo hold. So guess what? We had to fly to Nashville, rent a van from our great one of my great partners, Mobility Works, and drive up to where we were staying in Louisville.
yeah.
Airport was 10 minutes away from the hotel. We had to drive 2.5 hours because I couldn't fly into Louisville. Things like that people don't see, and then we had to bring 3 friends with me as well to transfer me in and out of the chair and stuff. Obviously, they enjoyed the trip from
Sure.
there, but
Sure.
like all the behind the scenes stuff that people don't see, like just people see pictures of things and they just see,
Yeah.
wow, Eric here doing this, look at Eric here doing that, but they don't know what it's like building a brand. People telling us no, trying to knock down doors and things
Yeah.
of that nature. So
And
that's why we want to building LeGrand.
well, and I listened to that episode too, and even just talking about your hotel bed and all of those things. It really makes you
Mm-hmm.
think like you are working so hard and then
Mm-hmm.
some to get this going. So it's really great to see. What has being an entrepreneur taught you about yourself?
resilience, that's for sure. And not taking things too personally. Yes, it's personal because it's your business, but being able to pick yourself back up when you have the bad days or your sales weren't as high as you wanted them to be this day, or you thought that this should be a great idea and it wasn't, like stuff like that.
Mm,
You kind of get over, you bounce back, and you try to put out some great product, quality product. And that's the main thing. Like if you have a quality product, people will come and support you no matter what. And then you just try to find ways to be able to build that and market it in the right way.
yeah.
So I would say I would resilience, being able to not letting the no's get me down too low, and then keep on working them until you say yes
Yeah.
and give
Yeah.
you and say,
And I also want to mention quickly that for the Rutgers home games, you're in the broadcasting booth. You do a great job there. What's it like when you see your number hanging in the stadium? Do you still does it still make you feel a certain way?
oh yeah, it gives you chills. Every time you drive by, like my number 52 hanging in that stadium, the
The only
birthplace
one
of
ever, right? The only one ever in the history of
ever.
the yeah.
Exactly. The birthplace of college football. Mine's the only number for a kid from Avondale, New Jersey, with his number 52 being an upright. And now it's been 15 years since my injury. We retired in 2013. Like I was saying earlier, a whole new generation has come by who has no idea who Eric LeGrand
Yeah.
is, but that number is up there, and their family members or whatever, mom, dad, grandparents can tell them, and that legacy lives on.
Um, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do it? What's the website they should go to?
I mean, I have ericlegrand52.com. That's where all my stuff is, whether if you want to book me for a speaking engagement or if you want to see LeGrand Coffee House or Eric LeGrand Whiskey, everything is on just ericlegrand52.com. And obviously, all those other pages have their own website, but you can get through everything just by ericlegrand52.com.
Eric, we end all of these conversations with something we call three big little questions. We do them rapid fire. Are you ready, my friend?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. How do you get yourself out of a bad mood? We kind of touched on this a little bit.
I try to find pleasure in something I enjoy, and that's usually for me TV shows.
Okay.
TV, I
Like?
TV shows. Oh, I've watched pretty much everything you want to throw at me. I probably have watched it and seen it, whether if it's on Hulu, Netflix, Prime, Apple TV, cable TV. TV is my getaway. I throw on a TV show every single night.
Eric, what's your go-to karaoke song? Do you karaoke?
Oh, I've done karaoke one time, and
What was it?
I say, Usher, you got it back.
Is
I
there a
was
video of that?
terrible. There is absolutely no video, but I was in a bar at Rutgers singing Usher, you got it bad. Oh my
I
God.
love that. I love that. And what's your favorite spot in New Jersey?
Ooh. Are we talking about like a
Anything.
food or stuff? Anywhere? Honestly, if you anywhere down the shore, I just
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah.
I love summertime. I love being down the shore.
Eric, I've known you for a long time. You are one of my favorite people, one of my favorite fellow Rutgers alum, one of my favorite New Jerseyans, and just an amazing person. And I feel very privileged to know you. Thank you for making the time to be here today. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate you, Ivy. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Of course. Thank you. I will talk to you soon. And that will do it for today's Big Little Stories. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at Big Little Stories Show. I'm Ivy Sharmitz. I'll see you next time.